At 83 years old, Paul McCartney continues to amaze fans around the world. The legendary Beatles member, whose music changed everything, is living a life that might surprise many people. Instead of the wild rock and roll lifestyle you might expect, McCartney has chosen a peaceful and thoughtful way of living with his beloved wife, Nancy Shevell. His journey from screaming fans in packed stadiums to quiet private retreats shows just how incredible his life story really is. McCartney's story begins in a small house at 20 Forthland Road in Liverpool. This modest home in the Allerton area holds enormous importance for music fans and historians alike. From 1955 to 1964, this simple terrace house was home to young Paul McCartney and his family. After Paul's mother Mary died in 1956, his father Jim raised Paul and his brother Michael alone in this small but welcoming home. Even though the family didn't have much money, Jim encouraged his sons to love music. He often played piano and helped create a home filled with melody and harmony. The front living room of this Liverpool house became something very special. It turned into a practice space where Paul and his new friend John Lennon would meet to write songs and try out new ideas. They met in 1957, and this house became the birthplace of what would later become the Beatles. Long before fame found them, Paul and John would sit on the carpet or old sofa, writing down lyrics and playing their guitars. Some of their earliest songs, including pieces that would appear on Beatles albums, were created right here in this ordinary working-class home. The house also saw early rehearsals by the Quarrymen, the skiffle group that came before the Beatles and included both Lennon and McCartney. Songs like I Saw Her Standing There and early versions of Love Me Do took shape in this intimate setting, not in fancy studios. The National Trust recognized how important this place was and bought it in 1995. With help from Paul's brother Mike McCartney, they restored the house to look exactly as it did during Paul's youth. Today, people can visit this house on guided tours and see the living room where Paul and John wrote songs, the kitchen where the family ate meals, and Paul's small bedroom where he practiced guitar. In April 1965, when the Beatles were at the height of their fame, Paul McCartney bought a 3-story townhouse on Cavendish Avenue in London's St. John's Wood neighborhood. He paid $40,000 for this elegant Georgian-style house, which was just a short walk from Abbey Road Studios, where the Beatles recorded many of their most famous albums. At only 22 years old, McCartney was already an international superstar, and this house became his main London home. Remarkably, he still lives there today, more than 50 years later. The house sits in one of London's most desirable and peaceful neighborhoods. Inside, it has multiple bedrooms, high ceilings, and a large rear garden, which is rare in central London. The property became a place where McCartney could rest from the chaos of fame while also continuing his artistic work. From the mid-1960s onward, friends, musicians, and creative people constantly visited. It was here that McCartney began working on music after the Beatles broke up, and continued experimenting during his time with Wings and his solo career. During the late 1960s, this house saw many late-night songwriting sessions and impromptu gatherings. Fellow Beatles John Lennon and George Harrison visited often, and the home became legendary among fans. Paul's longtime housekeeper Rose and his beloved Old English sheepdog Martha lived there too. Martha actually inspired the song Martha My Dear. One memorable event happened in October 2011 when McCartney hosted an intimate wedding reception in Teesside Garden after marrying Nancy Shevell at nearby Marylebone Town Hall. In June 1966, as the Beatles reached new heights of fame but also faced growing internal pressure, Paul McCartney bought a remote 183-acre farm near Campbelltown on Scotland's Kintyre Peninsula. This property, surrounded by rolling hills, rocky cliffs, and windswept seascapes, became much more than just real estate for McCartney. It was a much-needed escape from public attention and the relentless pace of global stardom. When McCartney first bought the farm, it was in terrible condition. The house was modest and weather-beaten, the outbuildings were neglected, and the land was overgrown. But instead of seeing this as a problem, McCartney embraced the challenge. He was captivated by the simplicity and solitude the property offered, and it quickly became his sanctuary during the Beatles' most difficult years. What really brought the farm to life was the influence of his late wife, Linda McCartney. Linda was a photographer and passionate animal lover with a deep appreciation for nature and sustainable living. She played a crucial role in revitalizing the farm. Together, the couple threw themselves into rural life, learning to care for animals, maintain the land, and live off what they could grow and produce. They raised sheep and horses, grew vegetables, and even made their own cheese. This was a perfect contrast to the whirlwind of London life and global touring. This period away from the spotlight helped McCartney heal after the Beatles broke up in 1970. The farm became the starting point of his new chapter, both personally and professionally, as he focused on family life and his new band Wings, formed with Linda and former Moody Blues guitarist Denny Laine. Life on the farm gave him the clarity and creative energy needed to build a new identity beyond the Beatles. The most famous tribute to the farm came in 1977 when McCartney released Mull of Kintyre, co-written with Denny Laine and performed with the local Campbelltown Pipe Band. This haunting and nostalgic song was a heartfelt tribute to the beauty and serenity of the land that had become his second home. With its wistful lyrics, traditional Scottish music, and sweeping melody, the song connected with listeners worldwide. It became one of McCartney's biggest solo hits, even surpassing Beatles' success in the UK by becoming the first single to sell over 2 million copies in Britain. Even after Linda's death in 1998, Paul continued to visit the farm, maintaining the property and preserving its place in his life story. It remains a quiet retreat far from cameras and stages where McCartney can reflect, recharge, and reconnect with the land he came to love. In 1973, just a few years after establishing his beloved Kintyre farm, Paul McCartney expanded his countryside holdings by purchasing a 160-acre estate in East Sussex, England. Like the farm in Scotland, this new property was intended as a retreat where McCartney could escape the pressures of fame, find inspiration, and immerse himself in rural life. The estate, nestled in the rolling hills of southern England, symbolized his deepening connection to nature, family, and his Beatles legacy. This East Sussex estate serves as another peaceful sanctuary for McCartney. The property is known for its vast landscapes and fertile farmland, which McCartney has cultivated with the same care he gave his Scottish farm. The estate grows various crops, and over time McCartney has kept horses, livestock, and maintained a thriving garden, emphasizing sustainability and connection to the land. One of the most meaningful features of the estate is a fir tree planted on the grounds. This tree was a deeply significant gift from George Harrison, McCartney's fellow Beatle, shortly before Harrison's death in 2001. The tree now stands as a living tribute to their enduring friendship and the musical partnership that helped shape modern music. Harrison, who loved nature and spirituality, would have appreciated the symbolism of the fir tree taking root on the estate as a symbol of life, growth, and the lasting bond between the two musicians. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when lockdowns and travel restrictions changed life for millions of people worldwide, McCartney chose to isolate at this estate. He was joined by his daughter Mary McCartney, a renowned photographer, and her family. The isolation provided McCartney with a rare opportunity to spend extended time with his children and grandchildren, away from public appearances and outside distractions. It was a time of reflection and reconnection for McCartney, who had spent much of his life traveling. During this period, McCartney also worked on his music from the estate, reflecting on his career. The tranquility and pastoral beauty of the property allowed him to focus on his work and continue creating even amid pandemic challenges. This time in isolation led to the release of his album McCartney III in 2020, an introspective work largely recorded in the solitude of his various homes, including this estate. The album's themes of isolation, introspection, and personal reflection resonated with many listeners experiencing their own versions of solitude during the pandemic. In 1998, Paul McCartney purchased a charming 2,300-square-foot residence in Amagansett, a small hamlet on the South Fork of Long Island, New York, for $495,000. The purchase was significantly influenced by Linda McCartney, who had a deep affection for the area and its natural beauty. For Linda, Amagansett represented a peaceful escape from the spotlight, a tranquil retreat where she could connect with nature and enjoy a quieter pace of life. The property sits on 22 sprawling acres, offering the McCartney family a rare sense of seclusion in one of New York's most exclusive areas. The expansive grounds provide ample space for relaxation and exploration, with natural surroundings that help maintain the property's tranquil and private atmosphere. The residence itself is a two-story home that combines classic country charm with modern conveniences. Its bright living spaces feature large windows allowing abundant natural light, and the open-plan design emphasizes a welcoming atmosphere. The property includes a wraparound deck that blends seamlessly with the surrounding natural beauty. This outdoor space offers an ideal setting for outdoor dining, relaxation, or simply enjoying the serene views of the expansive grounds. The deck provides sweeping views of the lush landscape, allowing McCartney and his family to enjoy fresh air and natural surroundings in complete comfort. The property also includes a swimming pool, providing a cool retreat during hot summer months. Though Linda McCartney passed away in 1998, shortly before they fully settled into the home, the residence remains a cherished part of Paul's life. It serves as a memorial to Linda's memory, particularly her love for the area and the life they envisioned together. Over the years, McCartney has continued using the home as a retreat, a place to reflect, write music, and escape the intensity of his career. In 2015, Paul McCartney and his wife Nancy Shevell acquired a luxurious triplex penthouse on Fifth Avenue, directly opposite Central Park in Manhattan. The purchase was significant, with the property priced at $15.5 million, marking the couple's entry into a new chapter of their life together in one of the world's most iconic urban locations. The penthouse featured modern and stylish design with floor-to-ceiling windows providing expansive views of Central Park's lush greenery and Manhattan's iconic skyline. The apartment's large windows allowed McCartney and Shevell to enjoy the changing seasons of Central Park, from vibrant green summer months to golden autumn hues and tranquil white winter landscapes. A wraparound terrace complemented the apartment's layout, providing an ideal space for outdoor dining, relaxing, or entertaining while taking in sweeping vistas of Central Park. Despite the apartment's appeal and enviable location, McCartney and Shevell's time in the penthouse was relatively short-lived. In 2021, the couple listed the property for $12 million, significantly lower than their initial purchase price. The penthouse was eventually sold in 2022 for $8.5 million, representing a substantial loss of nearly $7 million from the original purchase price. Several factors could have contributed to this loss, including shifts in the New York real estate market and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on city living preferences. In 2001, Paul McCartney made a significant real estate investment in Beverly Hills, acquiring a stunning French country-style mansion for $4 million. Nestled in one of Los Angeles' most coveted neighborhoods, the estate features 4,700 square feet of living space on a sprawling 2-acre lot. The property had previously been owned by notable figures including Courtney Love and Ellen DeGeneres. The mansion's French country design is evident from it. Its charming stone facade, steeply pitched roofs, and arched windows. Inside, the home offers 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, with high ceilings, spacious rooms, and abundant natural light. The interior combines classic French elegance with modern touches, featuring elegant chandeliers, intricate woodwork, and carefully curated spaces. The 2-acre lot is meticulously landscaped, with beautifully manicured gardens, mature trees, and green spaces perfect for outdoor relaxation. The estate includes an outdoor pool area, ideal for enjoying Southern California's warm climate. For McCartney, who has always valued privacy, the grounds provided space to unwind and connect with nature. For McCartney, the Beverly Hills mansion purchase was more than just a luxury investment. Following Linda McCartney's death in 1998, the home provided McCartney with a sanctuary where he could find peace and comfort during emotional upheaval. The property also allowed him to reconnect with his family, spending more time in California closer to his children. At 82, Sir Paul McCartney remains an extraordinary example of vitality and creativity, defying typical expectations of aging with remarkable energy and enthusiasm. As of 2025, McCartney continues pushing boundaries, maintaining an active and demanding career that many younger musicians would envy. His Got Back tour, which concluded in December 2024, served as a testament to his enduring stamina and commitment to performing. This extensive global tour saw McCartney perform in iconic venues across Europe, North America, Oceania, and South America, where his energy consistently captivated audiences despite his advancing years. The tour spanned multiple continents and lasted several months, with McCartney performing a mix of legendary solo hits, Beatles classics, and newer material. Audiences marveled at his ability to maintain the same enthusiasm and intensity he had in earlier decades. McCartney's passion for live performance has never wavered, and the tour proved he remains one of the world's most electrifying live performers. Whether rocking out with his bass guitar or interacting with the crowd, McCartney remained as charismatic and engaging as ever, drawing from decades of experience and his natural ability to connect with audiences. In January 2025, McCartney shared a New Year's resolution on his official website that further demonstrated his unwavering dedication to his music career. Despite being in his 80s, McCartney has no intention of resting on his past achievements. His resolution was to finish an album he had been working on, a clear sign that his creative drive remains as strong as ever. Paul McCartney's marriage to Nancy Shevell continues to thrive, marked by shared love, affection, and mutual respect. The couple celebrated their 12th wedding anniversary in October 2023, a milestone reflecting the strength and longevity of their relationship. In a heartfelt message shared on Instagram, McCartney expressed his love and appreciation for his wife, showing that even after more than a decade of marriage, he remains deeply connected to Shevell. In March 2024, the couple was spotted enjoying a beach vacation in St. Bart's, where they appeared relaxed and affectionate. The vacation provided a rare opportunity for McCartney and Shevell to escape their busy lives and enjoy quality time together. Their relaxed demeanor and affectionate interactions highlighted the strength of their relationship. McCartney has been open about his role as a husband, emphasizing his efforts to keep romance alive in their marriage. Despite the pressures of his illustrious career, McCartney often speaks about the importance of showing his love for Shevell through small gestures and thoughtful acts. For McCartney, romance isn't just about grand gestures, it's about making his wife feel cherished daily. Paul McCartney's life at 83 represents a remarkable balance of continued creativity, personal fulfillment, and peaceful living. From his humble beginnings in Liverpool to his current status as one of music's greatest legends, McCartney has created a life that honors both his incredible past and his ongoing future. His various homes reflect different aspects of his personality and needs: the creative birthplace in Liverpool, the ongoing London base, the peaceful Scottish retreat, the family-focused Sussex estate, the American getaways, and the brief urban Manhattan experience. What emerges from this portrait is a man who has successfully navigated the complexities of fame while maintaining his core values of creativity, family, love, and connection to nature. At 83, McCartney continues to inspire through his music, his relationships, and his approach to life, proving that age is no barrier to passion, creativity, and joy.